What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a recap of the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Oakland Raiders on a Week 7 matchup, Thursday Night Football, and boy was this a game to watch. I know everybody loved this game. 61 points toward total, scored total. Great shootout. We saw some defensive plays, a lot of offensive plays, and this is definitely top 10 on probably my favorite games of all time. Don't really know in what order or even if it is top 10, but I think this was a extremely good game to watch. I loved it. I wanted the Chiefs to win. I picked the Chiefs to win because Oakland hasn't beat Kansas City in 5 games straight. They lost 4 coming into this game. They lost 4 straight coming into this game. It started 2-0, lost 4 straight. And so I didn't think they had a chance in this game. Even when Kansas City goes to Oakland, they still play well. So I thought that Kansas City would have this one in the bag, but they didn't. So a crazy finish in this game. If you guys watch this, we'll go over that later. So if you don't know how my game recaps work, we're going to go over first a quick game summary. And what I mean by quick, probably going to be long because I love to talk. So and then we go over the stats. Then we go over the awards. And I have my own awards in this system. The winning team gets an offensive MVP and a defensive MVP, or player of the game, however you want to say it. And then the losing team gets the At Least You Tried award. The best player on the losing team gets the At Least You Tried award, because you always want to give some recognition, even though you lost the game. Just give some recognition to the best player on the losing team. And then the Terrance Mitchell award can go to either person on either the winning team or the losing team. Probably most likely going to be on the losing team a lot, or most of the time, or probably all the time. Terrance Mitchell award is any player that's just having a bad day. Pretty fitting because Terrance Mitchell did not have a good day. He got picked on the whole entire game. Made some good plays on the field. Could have had 3 interceptions in this game and missed out on all 3. I mean, talk about just missed opportunities and just... I mean, Terrance Mitchell deserves that award. He deserves to be named after that award. So, he goes, I think you guys could have guessed who gets that award, the Terrance Mitchell award today. So, we start off, the Chiefs go down the field and they score a field goal, and it starts off 3-0 Chiefs. And then Amari Cooper winds up scoring a touchdown on a flea flicker from Derek Carr. Terrance Mitchell gave up that play. Who would have guessed? Completely fell down on that play. Easy touchdown for Amari Cooper. And then Travis Kelce gets himself a touchdown on a beautiful corner route he ran, getting right in between the linebackers there and the safety who was creeping up too much inside, and that's a problem for Oakland. We had another time where Tyreek Hill was on cover 2 on the other side of the field, though, but the safety was too far inside, couldn't play contain on Tyreek Hill, allowed him to go right through. And then, Travis Kelce getting in between the cover 2, finding the soft spot in that intermediate sideline against cover 2. So scores a touchdown there. And then Amari Cooper on a crossing route, deep crossing route, 45-yard touchdown given up by Eric Murray. He had a bad game this game too. He should share the Terrance Mitchell award with Terrance Mitchell, because that secondary for Kansas City played terrible. Even Marcus Peters didn't have his best game, wasn't confident in himself, because every time there was a deep play down the field, he'd rather take the penalty than take his chances of getting the incompletion. So he wasn't very confident in himself in this game. So moving on. We start off, Marquette King, the punter for the Oakland Raiders, boots a beauty down the field, and it almost looked like it was rehearsed. It hit probably inside the 5-yard line. Cordell Patterson catches it on the half-yard line, and Alex Smith and his offense are in a situation. I thought they would just pound it with Kareem Hunt, try to methodically move down the field and get the first down. But immediately they hit their second-year man out of Florida, Demarcus Robinson, who really had a breakout game this game, wide receiver out of Florida. So he gets a 33-yard pass on a go route and falls down. At least he came down with the ball, so that's a good thing. Then a run by Kareem Hunt, probably goes about 3 yards, and then another bomb down the field. Alex Smith just throwing so many bombs this year. It's ridiculous because of how much weapons he has. and Tyreek Hill beats a cover 2 again on the other side. David Amerson this time was beat, and he was later benched in this game. A lot of people are saying that he was injured, but he was benched. It's obvious he was benched. He looked fine for me to me on the sideline. So Tyreek Hill, great game from Tyreek Hill. Moving on, we have Marshawn Lynch, who got ejected in this game. Him and Marcus Peters know each other very well. So he didn't want Marcus Peters because it was because of a late hit Marcus Peters I had on Derek Carr. He was just trying to have Marcus Peters calm down and not escalate the situation. But Marshawn Lynch wound up escalating the situation, was on the bench, ran on out to the field, and tried to pacify the situation. Like I said, wound up escalating it as he just manhandles a referee, and he wound up being ejected in this game. And on that same drive, Oakland gets a field goal, but they attempt a field goal, but it was later blocked by Eric Murray in the late second quarter. So a proof that this game is just a game of inches, and I think everybody knows that, and it was proof here. Albert Wilson on a 3rd and 3 had a beautiful out route, ran it perfectly, caught the ball, sort of. He had a failed toe drag swag situation, got his initial foot down, but his initial foot wasn't down, had the toe drag in there, dragged his toe. I got that one in, but didn't get his initial foot down, and it was just inches. It was so close to being good, and it was 4th and 3 from there, and then Kansas City had to kick a field goal, and that just pacified the momentum on that drive. Moving on, Terrance Mitchell could have had 3 interceptions. That's one of my notes. I counted that. It was ridiculous. He could have had 3 interceptions. They were picking on him a lot in this game, guys. A lot in this game. He was probably the most targeted cornerback in this game by far. Him and Eric Murray. Then Giorgio Tavecchio, who might lose his job to Sebastian Janikowski. We'll see what happens. I don't think he will. I think Tavecchio is doing fine. You know, a kicker's going to miss some field goals. He did miss a field goal going into halftime. It sucks, but as time expires, it was 20-14. So then we go down to past halftime in the 3rd quarter. Oakland Raiders score a touchdown. DeAndre Washington single-handedly helped the Raiders get down the field. Had 3 straight plays to him while still in Oakland territory. Then they use him again in the red zone. And on his third effort, it was on the same drive, the same play, 3rd effort. He got hit, was knocked back, got hit, got knocked back, then ran again within the 5-yard line and got the touchdown. So great job by him. Albert Wilson, McGill, I don't know his first name, but McGill, I don't know who he is. You know Oakland has a depleted secondary. So McGill winds up tipping a pass, trying to get an interception. It was just a bad hands play. Very bad hands. His hands were like this, trying to catch the ball. I don't know what he was trying to do, and it wound up being tipped on a deep seam route. Again, I think it was cover 2. I don't know. I'll probably have to look back at it, but it looked like cover 2. So deep pass play for Albert Wilson. Tipped pass, winds up catching it miraculously and scores a touchdown. 63 yards. For Albert Wilson. Good game back after missing a couple of games. I believe he missed 1 or 2 games. So then we move on. Oakland kicks themselves a field goal, goes up 30-24, and this from here it was just all Oakland. Well, it was 30-21, and then it was just all Oakland after that. We're talking about the last games of the last minutes of the game. Kansas City on 2 straight drives go 3 and out, and they're forced to punt the ball and not getting enough time off the clock. So that gives Oakland a chance to score. Their first drive couldn't do it. Their second drive moves all the way down the field and got a lot of mulligans, a lot of penalties on Kansas City, and you could tell that they are the most penalized team in the NFL right now. They're either second or the first, but that they definitely proved that right this game. They were penalties all over the place, especially at the last final minutes of the game. So we go down first. Here's the first initial scoring play on the last final minutes, seconds of the game. tight end Jared Cook, who would have had 100 yards on this game. Well, he did have 100 yards on this game. Had 105, I believe. Had a phenomenal game. I believe this is third down, and Derek Carr just heaves it for Jared Cook, and there's 3 defenders there. There's, I believe, Ron Parker, Eric Murray, and Terrance Mitchell. None of them could have defended Jared Cook. Catches the ball perfectly right next to the pylon, falls down at the half-yard line. From there, we're thinking there's 16 seconds left. Oakland just won the game. That wasn't the case whatsoever. We moved down. It was called back at the half-yard line. Then Ron Parker gets a holding call. No. First off, it's the Michael Crabtree push-off, and it was a touchdown. Marcus Peters, that's your best corner. You're going to want him to defend Michael Crabtree. But he gets pushed off. Marcus Peters falls. Easy catch for Michael Crabtree. But like I said, it was an offensive pass interference, so it gets called back. And that takes the 16 seconds off the clock. And it's now 8 seconds, I believe. Oh, no, it's now 3 seconds because that was the 8 seconds before. It's pretty confusing, I know. So there was 8 seconds left, and that penalty now moves them back. Now they only have 3 seconds left. It was 16-8 because the Jared Cook touchdown needed to go under review, and there's a 10-second runoff or something like that, and it had to go to 8 seconds. So because they had to stop the clock, so it's a 10-second runoff. I don't know why it was an 8-second runoff, but who cares? Anyway, so there's 3 seconds left in the game, and with time expiring, Jared Cook was held by Ron Parker, and it was a tipped pass anyway. It was a badly thrown ball by Derek Carr. So, again, another holding penalty on Ron Parker, and with no time remaining, they still have another chance to score. And then Eric Murray, another holding penalty. And then at the end of the game, Michael Crabtree on who else but Terrance Mitchell on a shallow out route. And I'm talking was inches away from being out of bounds. I was hoping it was out of bounds. Oh my God. Because I was hoping that Kansas City won this game. But it was, I mean, that's how the game was. That finish was absolutely insane, and Oakland goes on to win it 31-30. And that extra point by Tavecchio didn't look good at first. I thought it was going to be out because it went so far up and it just leaned to the right a lot. So I thought it was no good, but it wound up being good. So let's get on to the stats that I have on a different page. Let's get on to the stats. Alex Smith, 25 of 36. 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, was only sacked once. His quarterback rating was 127.3. A great game by Alex Smith. There's not much you could have asked for from Alex Smith except to try to move down the field late in the game, try to get a score in one of those 2 drives that you guys went 3-and-out on at the end of the game. You guys were just trying too hard at the end of the game, just trying to run the ball, trying to run out the clock. I think there was just too much clock left. I think you had to get some first downs, get aggressive, run up the score a little bit because this Oakland team can come back. They've been doing very well at the second half of the game, moving the ball down the field. And in the red zone, Derek Carr and his offense were virtually unstoppable. We saw that at the end of the game. Obviously, they could have scored on all 4 of those tries. So for Derek Carr, 29 of 52, 417 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. So no interceptions from both of these teams. And fun fact, I did not know this, but Oakland on defense does not have an interception yet. And I thought the Giants were bad at intercepting, and we have, I believe, 4 interceptions now. But the Oakland defense does not have an interception yet. So that's pretty sad right there. I don't even know how they won 3 games without having that happen, but it's whatever. So Kareem Hunt and his run game, 18 carries, 87 yards, 4.8 yards per carry. He was pretty silent in this game, a very silent 87 yards. It was that 34-yard run or 33-yard run, one of those that really, got his stats up like that. But for the most of the game, he wasn't really used much. They weren't running the ball as much with Kareem Hunt. Tyreek Hill had 2 carries for 7 yards. CJ Spiller came in the game, had 2 carries for no yards. So Oakland Raiders, didn't really do anything on the ground. DeAndre Washington, 9 carries for 33 yards. Jalen Richard, 9 for 31. And Marshawn Lynch, 2 for 9. The Kansas City receiving game, Tyreek Hill, 6 receptions. Sorry, I had a little hiccup there. 6 receptions, 125 yards, and a touchdown. 64-yard long. And look at this, 20 yards average. I mean, I think he's got to be high up there as far as average yards per reception, because I mean every one of his yards are just like deep routes, deep crossing routes, deep go routes. So, and Demarcus Robinson had himself a coming out party. 5 carries, 69 yards. Albert Wilson, one did I say carry? I'm sorry. 1 reception, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Travis Kelce didn't do much in this game, and you gotta think, if Travis Kelce was used more in this game, could they have won the game? He only had 4 receptions for 33 yards. No one else really is important in this game, so we go on to Oakland and their receiving game. Amari Cooper, 11 receptions, 210 yards, and 2 touchdowns on 19 targets. 19 targets. That's how much times he was targeted. I mean, that's a lot of targets in one game. That is a lot of targets. So Derek Carr is confident in his wide receiver still. He dropped some balls, but did do a great job. I mean, 210 yards, that's a lot of yards, and 11 receptions. That's not a bad ratio from receptions to targets. Jared Cook, 6 receptions, 107 yards. Almost had a touchdown, almost had 108 yards, but couldn't get that final inch. And then Michael Crabtree, 3 receptions, 24 yards, and a game-winning touchdown. So we go on now to the defense for Kansas City and Oakland. Your leading tackler for Kansas City, Daniel Sorensen, who, I mean, I don't know, he's not that good. I don't know. This Kansas City defense, let me tell you, their secondary is bad. It is really bad. You've got Daniel Sorensen, who is a safety. He comes down to play linebacker a lot. I think he should be considered a linebacker. I think he is a linebacker. Just he's a hybrid. He's not very good at both, so I don't know why they use him as much as they do. Not good at all. He was their leading tackler. Terrance Mitchell was also a top tackler in this game, 7 tackles. Daniel Sorensen with 9. NaVarro Bowman in his first game as an Oakland Raider, actually his first 4 days as an Oakland Raider, had led the Oakland Raiders in tackles, 11 tackles, had 1 tackles for loss, and 1 quarterback hit, a crucial quarterback hit that helped Oakland get off the field. And that was late in the game to help Oakland get out the field, and had them score right after that. So, and Reggie Nelson had 8 tackles as well. We go on, who had the most sacks? We had a half sack from Khalil Mack and a half sack from Danico Autry. That was the only time they sacked the quarterback, is when them two combined for a sack. And then for the Kansas City defense, no sacks, 0 sacks. Justin Houston, nothing. D Ford, nothing. Tom Ali, nothing. And, they did get pressure on this game. Don't get me wrong, they did get pressure. And on 2 straight plays, I believe it was it Justin Houston? I believe it was Justin Houston. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was Justin Houston that batted away a pass that he almost could have been intercepted. And then also had another good play, I think on the run too. In like 2 straight plays. Great plays by Justin Houston. So we go on now to the awards in this game. We've got the offensive MVP for the winning team. We have Derek Carr, 29 of 52, 417 yards, 3 touchdowns. We had the defensive MVP for the Oakland Raiders. We've got NaVarro Bowman in his first game back, 11 tackles, 6 of them solo, and 1 tackle for loss. We go to the At Least You Tried award, the best player on the losing team. That's going to go to Alex Smith, 25 of 36, 342 yards, and 3 touchdowns. We go on to the Terrance Mitchell award, the player that just had a bad day. And it was Terrance Mitchell who won the award, was picked on. I'm telling you guys, go back and watch this game. Go back and watch the condensed film if you guys have had NFL Game Pass. This guy was targeted almost every freaking play. It was ridiculous. And, sometimes the player couldn't come up with the ball. He was gifted 3 interceptions, 3 easy interceptions, and he couldn't do it. And that could have been a turning point in the game if he would have got all 3 of those interceptions, because they were all on separate drives. So think about if he would have had all 3 interceptions. We would be talking about Kansas City have won this game. So Terrance Mitchell, you deserve that award. Good job, buddy. So yeah, that's it for it. That's everything, guys. Right now I'm looking at Michael Crabtree on his he looks like Michael Jackson a little bit, but the young Michael Jackson with his hair like that. But anyway, Oakland now moves to 3-4. They're back in the race for the playoff hunt and possibly the division. They're only 2 games back from Kansas City, who lost 2 straight. So we go on to Oakland. They played their next game against the Buffalo Bills. So that's definitely a winnable game for the Oakland Raiders. Tough defense there, but you know that their offense can get it done. We go on to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they play the Denver Broncos. That's another division matchup there. We'll see what happens there. That game can go both ways. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I mean, this has to be one of your top 10 games of all time. Great game to watch. If you guys didn't watch this game, if you have NFL Game Pass, definitely take the time to watch this game. It was great to watch. So, yep. I'll see you guys in the next video.